What is going on, guys? Blazing Tech here, and today I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you should consider buying an SR Tacoma. So, my first reason as to why you guys should consider buying an SR Tacoma 3rd Gen is that you can completely customize the truck to your liking. As you can see here, I've added a lot of great add-ons to my truck and done a little bit of personal effects. As you can see, let me show you the interior so you guys can get a better idea. I've done a lot to my truck, and I'm actually really proud of everything that I've done to it. And when this guy is barreling down the road, I don't think a lot of people could guess what trim level it was. Not that it matters that other people think about what you have or degrade you for what you have, but Tacoma mods are very, very inexpensive. I have less than $1,000 invested in this truck, and I think $1,000, that is including services and stuff like that and regular maintenance. That would be my first oil change, my filter, and a new K&N air filter. And I completely transformed the look of this truck, as you can see. You should watch a video about what mods I've all done to it. But to name a few, I've done the off-road wheels. I did those fender flares. I put the TRD Bilstein off-road shocks in here, which is the 4600 series. I did the side steps. I got lucky and got that hood swap. But this is just an example. Obviously, you don't have to copy my truck part for part, but you can get a lot of these parts for your Tacoma secondhand, and it's gonna look awesome. And if you don't need the functionality of, let's say, a rear locker for a 4-wheel drive, and you would only need a rear locker if you're doing some serious off-roading, or you don't like the personal effects of having paint match fender flares, or you're going to add aftermarket fender flares and stuff like that, then the SR is a great option. My second reason as to why you should consider buying an SR is obviously when it comes to that customization, you get into the Tacoma at a very low entry point. And getting a truck, I think, for sub 30 grand, depending on the trim level you get, of course, and there's a whole other slew of different scenarios such as rebates and discounts, dealer incentives. Getting into the truck for a cheaper price is great. I paid very, very cheap for my truck, and like I said, I've done a lot to it, and it looks really good. And, you know, it's cool to get into a Tacoma for very, very cheap. And you know, at the end of the day, if you're going to use your Tacoma for work, then you won't really care about how it looks. But if you're getting a TRD Off-Road or a TRD Sport or even a TRD Pro for the looks, if you're a little patient and you scour the internet, you can customize it and you would save a lot of money as opposed to buying it all from Toyota. And obviously, every person is different. Every deal you find is different. But the initial cost of entry to an SR Tacoma will be much less than an SR5 or TRD Off-Road, a TRD Sport, or even a TRD Pro. So the third point that I really botched on the first go-around of the video is that you're not sacrificing a lot of features that you would be gaining in another truck, or the difference in features in a TRD off-road and the SR is very, very minuscule. In the SR now, you have a multi kind of touch steering wheel, and you're going to get MPG information over here, but you're going to get this stereo, which, I mean, it connects to your phone and everything like that. And to say that you would need the GPS is kind of redundant because our smartphones have great GPSs nowadays. And within the SR, you can get it with powered windows and power mirrors on both sides. You can get it with a sliding rear glass. You can get it with cruise control, and that's just a part of a package. And probably the only downside to getting an SR is that the dash is not smart. I guess you could say smart. The SR dash definitely does display outside temp, but you're not going to get, you know, MPG gauges and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you're driving a truck, and do you really need to know MPG? I can tell you right now that in the city and in the highway combined, you're going to get about 20. So it's not a big deal to me, and I like the features that I have in the base model SR Tacoma, and when I'm driving it, I definitely don't feel like I skimped out or I got gypped on a lot of features. You know, this comes out. It's the same visors. They come out and go out. You know, we've got a lot of storage here for the sunglasses. You know, a lot of storage, and pretty much it's the same truck, except for the fact that this is a little more smart in the newer Tacoma, and that's pretty much it. I've got a backup cam. So in conclusion, my 3 points in a roundabout fashion are that you can get into a Tacoma SR for cheaper than any other trim level. With the money that you saved, you can customize it for pennies on the dollar when you find these parts used or when somebody's parting them out. And number 3, you don't sacrifice on creature comforts anymore in what's considered a base model, because these trucks do come fully loaded, as I've showed you. You know, I've got keyless entry, I've got cruise control, a sliding rear glass window. I still have fully powered windows and mirrors and everything. So it honestly has a lot of bells and whistles, and I'm really happy with the truck. And if you're considering buying an SR, it's not a bone stock truck. And as you can see here, mine looks pretty cool, and I'm very proud of it. Thanks for watching, guys. Blazing Tech, and we will catch you on the next one. Please be sure to subscribe and stay tuned to the channel for more episodes.